Good afternoon everybody and welcome back to We Have Fun F1. Tier 1 returns for the 5th round of the season and we are at the historic Imola circuit. It's one of only 2 Formula 1 venues that have held events under 3 different names. In 1980 it made its debut as the Italian Grand Prix, the one time that's not been held at Monza. In 1981 it became the San Marino Grand Prix, and then from its return in 2020 it was the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. So let's take a look at it in all its glory. Situated just some 40 kilometres east of Bologna and about an hour's drive from the Ferrari base in Maranello, I'm sure we will see a lot of the Tifosi here today. Just over 3 miles in length, 19 turns, 1 DRS zone down the long pit straight on the run down to Tamburello, where of course we lost the life of Ayrton Senna back in 1994.
Good evening everybody, I hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday night. My name's Andy Owen and tonight it's WHF Tier 1. I'm joined tonight by our good friend Mr. GB Sanderson. GB, how are you doing?
Hello, I am bunged up with cold, but other than that it is good to be back.
Round this tight left turn, that's a place where you can invalidate and bin it actually into the wall on the left hand side if you're not too careful. Through Aqua Minerale. I think it's going to be a struggle for me tonight, GB.
And then down the hill into Andy's favourite corner, Aqua Minerale. It comes down into the braking zone a little bit deep. Doesn't quite hit the apex there at turn 12, but
I'm just going to call it mineral water from now on.
It may be the easiest way of doing it. Mallard still down on his time, I believe, there. I didn't quite see, but...
it was 2 tenths down on his time. I would imagine that he's probably going to back out of that one. Budbo 7.5 tenths up. He can get into the 14s here. Top 5 maybe for him. Yes, P5, 14.5. Through this tricky part of the track, down the hill into Aqua Minerale. Aqua Minerale. He's 4 tenths to the good. Only going to be good enough to get him up 1 position at present. He's going to have to push hard through Sector 3. Plenty of traffic to navigate through. Yeah, one Alpha Tauri in front of him.
Ready.
Axe has decided to have... as Arrow does indeed invalidate and makes huge contact. And he's out. Crashed into the back of a previously mentioned Alpha Tauri. And that's Arrow out of the session after invalidating, crashed into the back.
And a 5-second penalty, 5 grid place penalty for Budbo as well. He was P5. That's going to drop him down considerably. There is an Alpine. I believe that's Michael Louis on a lap, but I don't believe he's improving. So Luxury will be the first one to keep an eye on.
Oh,
he
the back end.
loses the rear end massively there. And that's going to surely cost him. Will it cost him pole? Well, he does improve, but only marginally. It definitely costs him pole, though. That must have cost him a couple of attempts at least there.
Yeah, JG, though, in the Ferrari, just about to start Sector 3, down the hill then, towards the downhill braking zone. 2 left-handers to go. Over a tenth up as he started Sector 3. What can the Ferrari man do? Doesn't lose the back end on the drag race to the line now. It's a 1:14.1 he's looking for. It's a 13.9 for the Ferrari man. JG goes fastest. Provisional pole for him.
Yeah, Ferrari's home circuit as well. Imola is absolutely the home of the Scuderia, and it looks like they're going to have a man on pole because Jaden Lomax backed out of his lap. Ultra Titan is going slower. We see Ollie has jumped up to P5 there. Good lap from the Red Bull. Elsewhere, Billy and Penguin still on a lap, but he's 6 seconds down, so he won't be improving. And I believe that is everyone. So it looks like at the home of the Scuderia, we're going to have a Ferrari on pole position.
Superb lap that from JG.
The Tifosi will certainly be happy with that one as JG puts his Scarlet Ferrari on pole position for today's race. Alongside him on the front row, it's a debut for Centrix in P2. It's 2 personal bests on row 2 as Luxury grabs P3 and Jaden Lomax P4. Ollie is 5th for the second Red Bull with Titan alongside him in P6. And all Haas row 4 as Billy and Penguin beats his teammate by half a tenth, with Godzilla in 9th and F1 Mallard rounding out the top 10. P11 goes to Bubbo after his 5th place grid penalty, with Halo alongside him in P12. Then it's an all-reserve row 7 as Charisma beats Michael Louis by 10.5 to P13. Conley is 15th, Nuki Boy is a 4th reserve in P16. Then you've got Arrow wanting to improve from P17 in front of the Tifosi. Jamie Dwyer is 18th, and the back row of the grid made up with Ritzy and Axe, who did not set lap times. Yeah, we're waiting for the 5 red lights here in Imola. And we go racing, no glitches this time, we're straight on the way. Look at everyone sliding as they try and get away off the grid. It's treacherous conditions here in Italy, and looking down the grid, seeing if there's any carnage. At the moment, we're going side by side towards turn 1, but JG will hold on to the lead. Halo is out, there's a spin in the Red Bull in the background. That's Ollie gone round. And, well, we're already down one driver at the moment. Ollie drops right to the back. Michael Louis is struggling for grip further back as well, but out at the front. JG holds the lead. Luxury in 2nd. Ultra Titan in 3rd. Centrix in 4th.
It's only a virtual safety car, but we have lost a driver, and there are 4 drivers with 5-second penalties already. 5 drivers with 5-second penalties already. Good grief.
First league race in like 2 weeks, and I got a race in the rain on a dry setup. That is amazing. Okay, but f off, Jason. Jesus, man. What did I get a 5-second for?
No.
Thumbs off already.
Oh my gosh. Did I hit you there?
Oh my word.
There's been an incident on track.
Ah.
I tried going around the outside of Moza and ran out of track.
I think
And then
3
fucking-
people got a legal overtake.
Oh no, yeah.
Track limits already.
Me! Sorry, Craig.
We're seeing a battle here for P12 between Axe and Arrow. Axe is going to make his way through, going up the hill towards turn 9. And quick progress being made by Ritzy and Axe. They were the back 2 at the start of this race, and by lap 2, they're almost inside the top 10. Worth noting, with all those 5-second penalties, Luxury is in a perfect position right now. 2nd place, half a second behind the race leader, with nearly 2 seconds behind. As he, race leader makes a mistake there, and Luxury just slips through into the lead. JG losing the rear end, coming out of Villeneuve, and then Luxury just says, thank you very much, I'll take that position, up into 1st place. Thankfully, only one driver out so far in this race, but the weather has certainly caused chaos, as you see.
Oh, 2 Haas go round. The Haas, Moza and Billy and Penguins come together in the penultimate turn, take each other round. And that, thankfully, they were ghosted there, actually, because they span into the middle of the track, and there could have been some huge problems for drivers coming through after them. We're seeing Jaden now on the back of Centrix, down that long pit straight, down towards turn 1, has a quick look at the inside, decides to back out. A wise decision in wet conditions, but does seem to get a run on him.
Wide.
Oh, back end comes out from Centrix. He's going to make the move down in the inside. He does. Jaden Lomax does take P4 from Centrix. Those 2 guys swapping positions based on errors, and actually Ritzy gets through Centrix as well.
Go Ritzy. Hi Ritzy. Love you Ritzy.
But this move is certainly coming sooner rather than later, and it might be now as Ritzy gets a better exit out of turn 14 and 15. Coming down the hill towards the Brabazsi. He's going to be on the inside when they come to the braking zone, and he sweeps down the inside up into P4.
It just goes to over a second as I say that, as Centrix gets on the grass in P6, ends up Axe overtaking him into P6. Now Centrix down into P7, but Jaden in the Williams picks up 3 seconds.
And the guys at the front absolutely flying. Ritzy has closed that gap to his teammate by half a second almost, as we see Axe going down the inside of Jaden Lomax, gets himself up into P5. Nicely done on the brakes there. he will be there ready to profit if there are any mistakes from the guys ahead of him.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we've just been having a quick look at those guys, interesting that Ultra Titans dropped an extra second off the back of JG and now has Axe for company. 2/10 down towards those final 2 turns. Are we going to see him go around the outside? Axe, he does. He makes a move around the outside, just about manages to make it stick on track, gets the move done as they move onto the pit straight. But Luxury, by the way, Luxury's lost out to JG. As they get down to turn 1, so down that home straight, JG has made the move on Luxury. He's been showing some pace the last couple of laps, GB.
There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
And right now, if you have a look at the timing screens, look at the top left. JG, 4 tenths ahead of Luxury, who is 2 tenths ahead of Axe. We have a three-way fight for the lead on our hands at the moment. And what can Axe do? You see a big wiggle there through Aqua Minerale for the Mercedes. He's now going to have Axe going side by side with him into the next corner. Can they make it through safely? A little bit of wheel banging. Luxury runs out wide. But they're still, well, they're still side by side heading down towards the Brabazzi at the moment. But Axe will just get the move done into the braking zone. And Luxury drops down to 3rd place. But that battle there going through Variante Alta has cost them massively. And they are now over a second behind our race leader.
I for sure. I would suggest
Godzilla in the pits.
Oh, is he making a move? Is he making a move?
He has pitted for hards.
There we go. So, that's one to keep our eye on. Then might be a little bit squirrely for him when he first comes out, but sure, as he comes out sideways out of the pit lane.
Elsewhere at the front, Axe is into the lead of the race, sets the fastest lap. As he does so, as JG now having to defend from Luxury. They're going to go side by side into turn 2. Can Luxury go all the way round the outside? Oh, he runs wide. He almost had the move done, but he ran slightly wide onto the grass and drops back down into 3rd place. Brilliant stuff from JG to hold on to 2nd there. And, well, that's allowed Axe to get away. 1.6 seconds in the lead. And now look who's behind him as DRS enabled, Andy.
Yeah, DRS enabled, and Godzilla took 1 second out of Moser in 4 corners. So into the pits, dive some cars.
Axe sets another fastest lap there and carries on in the AlphaTauri. The rest of the field are in. JG in for a set of mediums. He'll serve his 5-second stop-and-go penalty. Luxury straps on a set of hards.
Big call from Ollie. Now let's see where Godzilla comes out. There are still a few drivers in the pit lane. There's an Alfa Romeo on the exit, but Godzilla's going to have the speed. He's up into P6, Godzilla. What a move from him to go early.
This is a very long pit lane. It is worth noting. He does have to get all the way up to the Qatar Airways sponsored building before he can put the power down. And I think he is going to get jumped here by Luxury and his fellow newbie tonight, Ritzy, by the looks of it. No, just holds on ahead of the Alfa Romeo. So Axe out in 2nd place on the medium tyres. This is where it's crucial. What setups are people using? Because we saw a lot of drivers sliding around a lot more than we maybe would have expected in that opening stint of the race. So if we have people on particularly wet focus setups, they maybe struggle a little bit more here as we see Axe go all the way around the outside on Luxury using DRS into turn 2. Centrics, buddy. Stick your hand out the car while you're going down the straight, Centrics. You will see there is no rain, my friend. You're on very much what is now a bone-dry track on these intermediate tyres. I'm assuming it is because his pit crew have made perhaps a mistake. So I'm looking at the tyre life, and his intermediates are only 3 laps old. We're riding along with Ritzy at the moment to see if he can make a move into Tamburello. He's using the DRS. He's going to go up the inside into turn 2 and gets the move done as Luxury has to go across the sausage curbs there. Goes a little bit deep, and I think that's just purely driver error from Luxury. There was no need to go so deep into the corner.
Yeah, JG's closing in all the time here. I think the one thing that might... Oh, as
Oh, that was close.
Luxury does get past Ritzy in the end. A couple of quite erratic moves there. I thought we were going to see a couple of bits of fiberglass and carbon fiber fly across the track.
No! Oh.
Yep, your noises are, I would say, possibly second to Sean's.
Good job, nice overtake.
Yeah, many props to people like Ultra Titan and Godzilla. As we see Ritzy take P2 from Luxury on lap 27 of 32 here at Imola.
Certainly battles going on there. There's, you keep on seeing it on the time screen, Arrow and Craig Conley, those two keep on battling as well.
That should allow Jaden to kind of begin to reel them in. It's still 3.8 seconds, 3.9 seconds the gap. And of course he does have that extra 3 seconds of penalties. There was a little moment there. I thought we were going to see a collision between an Alfa Romeo and a Mercedes. We might still see it, but as Luxury makes the move. Yeah, JG's been racy. JG's been pacey so far tonight. It'll be interesting to see if he can have any impact on this podium, but more importantly, on the second step rather than just the third step, GB.
Yeah, we see them coming down the straight now, and JG is going to do exactly what we said. He pulls out of the slipstream. Luxury might be about to get absolutely dive bombed by two cars here. JG backs out of it. Ritzy gets round the outside, has to skip across the curb, and well done, JG, for avoiding that. Gets himself up into third place. Absolutely brilliant reading of the battle there by the Ferrari.
Yeah, I'm doing a little rain dance over here. I want to see an absolute downpour, GB. Let's get some drama into the last 3 laps of this race around Imola. We need to see it. The fans need to see it as Luxury picks up another 3.
Luxury gets another 3 seconds, and that may well have just cost him second place. As speaking of costing him second place, there goes JG up into second in the Ferrari. He gets the move done well before turn 1, but big slide going into the braking zone there. Almost had to cut the corner, it looked like, and I think these conditions are going to get a little bit treacherous for these final couple of laps here. As Jaden Lomax, no! The Williams is out! Oh, he's had such a fantastic race in the Williams, and he's binned it on the exit of Aqua Minerale, as the Aqua Minerale is absolutely pelting it down. Now, there are puddles on track. We have Ritzy in the pits. Ritzy in the pits for intermediate tyres here. Now, this is a gamble. I mean, it is definitely intermediate conditions, but the question is, can you close a pit stop gap in 2 laps?
Yeah, it's a huge call from the Alfa Romeo. His Alfa Romeo teammate is in front of him, 11.8 seconds as it stands, as he gets through Sector 1 into Sector 2.
There are more people pitting as well. F1 Mallard comes in, serves his 5-second stop-go, puts on intermediates. Mozza in the Haas comes in, gets rid of his hard tyres, I'm assuming, for a set of intermediates. Yes, he does. Craig Conley in as well, doing the exact same thing. We got a spin at turn 1. That's WHF Arrow.
No!
But he's certainly going to recover to the position he was in when he pitted, by the looks of things.
Yeah, it's looking that way. Yeah, the 15-second gap's going to be far too much to pull back in half a lap between Ultra Titan and JG.
Yeah, Billion Penguin comes into the pits here from 8th place. He's going to strap on a set of intermediates as well. So you see F1 Mallard go past Arrow, who spins it going into the Ravazza. Locks the rear on the damp track, goes round.
No! Sick! It's the exact same thing over and over again.
What's happening?
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
I'm going half brake and then it just locks the rears and I'm dead.
Are you on slicks?
Yes.
Yeah, then,
May have something to do
then
with
that happens.
Final lap.
You're driving the tyres far too hard.
And that is him in P10. Right behind him, actually, is Axe, who is about to come round the final corner. He has dealt with the conditions expertly today. And as he comes up to the line, Axe goes from last to first in the AlphaTauri. He wins in Imola. And what a race from that man right there. Meanwhile, Luxury is absolutely crawling round at the moment, but he is going to come home on track in second place, but I believe is going to be overtaken on penalties by JG. Luxury crosses the line second, but gets dumped down into third place. JG comes in second at Ferrari's home track. Rizzi doesn't quite gain enough to gain any more positions. He crosses the line in fourth. His teammate Ultra Titan will be fifth. A really strong day there for Alfa Romeo with 2 cars in the top 5.
When you screamed after I went past you, I was so worried I'd hit you or something. I was like, oh no, what have I done? But
No,
then
it
I
was
looked
just
back
me
and
locking-
you're just completely backwards. I'm like, oh, I didn't do
Yeah, it'd be just me locking the rears and that's it, like.
Well, talk about weather causing chaos in an F1 race. We went from wet to dry and back to wet again here today, but it is Axe who is master of all conditions as he picks up the win and fastest lap here at Imola. JG is on the podium for Ferrari at their home race, and it's a personal best finish for Luxury in the Mercedes as he grabs the final spot on the podium. A successful day for the other Italian outfits of Alfa Romeo. They get P4 and 5 for their drivers, with Titan having 5 seconds removed from his time, but gaining no positions. Arrow rounds out the top 10 for Ferrari. He picked up an extra 5-second penalty for his contact with Craig Conley, who finished down in P14 for McLaren. Everyone outside of the top 10 was at least a lap down on the leader in the end. Jaden Lomax 3 laps down in his Williams. Centrix and Halo your only non-finishers. So let's take a look how this affects your driver's standings, and of course no change for the top 2 who did not race this round, but Ultra Titan jumps up into third place, just 7 points between P3 and P6 now. After a poor weekend, Ollie drops to P7, and Parallel Harry not racing sees him drop down to P10 as Billy and Penguin and Godzilla overtake him. Meanwhile, in the Constructors' standings, no changes of position, but Red Bull only picking up 2 points this round allows Alfa Romeo and Mercedes to close the gap on them at the top. Alpine and McLaren now level on 54 points, closely followed by AlphaTauri and Haas, and Williams somewhat being left at the bottom of the table, some 17 points adrift. Tier 1 take on the roller coaster circuit that is Portimao in their last race before the mid-season break. Catch all the action live on Twitch at twitch.tv/WeHaveFunF1 and subscribe to our YouTube channel for extended highlights.